There's so many things that get us in trouble when it comes to our own self-protection. A lot of it is thinking we know what's going on in the other guy's brain. And even professionals, even law enforcement professionals, and again, I've seen there's videos of many male officers doing the same thing, making assumptions based on a social conditioning from their perspective, and they find out horribly wrong in their assumption, and that the other person, they're not playing that game. They don't have any of those social constraints. In fact, they will use those as an advantage against you. I've never had a time in my professional life where Americans have been more concerned about their own self-protection. So you're pulled over by a police officer. She's starting to approach your car. You are going through the motions. You know in the back of your car you have a bunch of drugs. You also are traveling with your young daughter. The officer's going to have you go around, open up the back of your van. And what are you going to do? You've got your daughter with you. You know that you're going to go get arrested, no doubt. You're also probably facing a 3 strikes situation. You're going to go away for a long time. Well, we're going to look at that scenario. Assumptions can be deadly, and you cannot hear this message enough. Now, before we do that, again, building your self-protection strategy is the most important thing. Please go to timlarkin.com, give us your email, start getting the masterclass, and start building your own self-protection strategy. Also, please share the channel and the videos that we have on the channel. You are the reason that this channel is growing so fast. So now to today's video. It is a car stop, and there's going to be a little bit of audio that'll kind of tell you what's going on, but there's something that was completely missed by the announcer and by the people that produced this. So let's take a look.
Keeping a safe distance gives you precious seconds to avoid instances like this one. The assailant has multiple warrants, and to avoid arrest, he beats the officer senseless while his daughter watches in horror.
Just gonna get in the car. Go, baby, I can't go to jail.
He did go to jail and is now serving 60 years for assaulting a police.
Okay, so that's the clip. All right. The announcer is talking about keeping a safe distance. You know, keeping a safe distance, this is what gives you precious moments to deal with reactions like this. Is that really what happened here? Let's take a look. Let's go back right to the beginning here, okay? I'm going to stop it at one point. Now, here's the officer. Look at her. She's giving him instructions. And then what happens?
Keeping a safe distance gives...
Right there, she is looking, she's talking into her radio, and she's also looking over at the little girl.
Precious seconds to avoid instances like this one.
Okay, I know a little bit more background on this. The officer was very competent, actually had a great record. What went wrong here? Why did she know? I mean, this guy had multiple warrants for his arrest. What would she have done had he been alone? Had he been alone, most likely she would have had him in a prone position. She would have had there. She probably would have called for backup quicker. She would have known what she was dealing with. But why didn't she do all that? Why was she kind of so casual about how she was doing? You saw how she got her handcuffs out and everything. What was going on? Well, yeah, she was focused on the little girl. She was focused on the fact that this guy was, had a father. She started to, in her mind, say, okay, if this was me, how would I want the police officer to act? We want to make it as calm for this girl as possible. So she thought she had an agreement with this guy, basically. Like, hey, we're both on the same page here, right? We want to make this easy on your daughter. It's going to be very upsetting. And then what happens? Well, then we saw what happened. Just an absolute...
The assailant has multiple warrants, and to avoid arrest, he beats the officer senseless while his daughter...
He didn't even hesitate in front of his child to do this. The officer had no idea that he was capable of this. Not that he wasn't a bad guy, not that he wasn't, somebody she'd normally arrest. But again, there was this assumption that was made that because the child was there, behavior was going to be different. This is going to go a certain way. We're going to be kind of cooperative with each other. And it just turned out to be an absolutely deadly assumption. She was horribly injured in this and really was never the same after it. He did go to jail for, 60 years. But the reason I like to, keep showing stuff like this is because there's so many things that get us in trouble when it comes to our own self-protection. A lot of it is thinking we know what's going on in the other guy's brain. And even professionals, even law enforcement professionals. And again, I've seen there's videos of many male officers doing the same thing, making assumptions based on a social conditioning from their perspective. And they find out horribly wrong in their assumption, and that the other person, they're not playing that game. They don't have any of those social constraints. In fact, they will use those as an advantage against you. So again, I know I've been hammering this theme lately about understanding human nature, but it's absolutely critical that you understand that once you are outside of your family, your tribe, the people you know, and you interact with on a regular basis, you have no idea what's going on in the other person's head. And so you cannot afford to make assumptions. All right. So until next time, stay safe, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and make sure again, so that you don't make assumptions, go to timlarkin.com, give us your email address, and start taking the masterclass to put together your self-protection strategy. All the best.